Are you considering adding carbon, biostimulants, and humic acid to your lawn care program? If so, click on the right video. Coming up, I share my personal carbon program that's produced some pretty incredible results. I show you the why behind each product, how to mix them, and give you some tips for incorporating them into your lawn care program to get the best possible result. Let's get started. If you've been following my channel for the past year, you know that I started incorporating the use of carbon into my lawn care program as a means to improve the soil. I figured that by creating better soil, I could get better grass without having to always rely on fertilizers. Because I wanted you guys to have access to the exact same products you guys saw me using on my lawn, I partnered with Mirimichi Green to create the Golf Course Lawn Carbon Kit. The kit comes in two sizes, one for 5,000 square foot lawns and one for 10,000 square foot lawns. The carbon kit consists of three components, Release Zero, Nutri-Kelp, and ByoSpxtrum. Let's dig into what each of them does. Release Zero is an organic biostimulant and soil enhancer that contains 10% micronized carbon. It acts as a catalyst, meaning that it enhances the performance of any other products you happen to be applying along with it. Release Zero also contains no NPK, which is great because you'll be getting that from your liquid fertilizer of choice and Nutri-Kelp. Nutri-Kelp is a liquid fertilizer that contains 24% kelp extract. It uses the same micronization technology as Release Zero as an efficient means to deliver vitamins, enzymes, and other nutrients to improve soil health. Nutri-Kelp contains 1% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus, and 4% potassium. Now that might not sound like much, but if you see my recent videos, you'll see that it doesn't take very much potassium to produce a real visual difference in the color of your turf. Finally, let's talk about ByoSpxtrum. ByoSpxtrum is a collection of microbes, microbial food, and other nutrients to improve plant and soil health. By adding ByoSpxtrum to your lawn care program, you're going to dramatically increase the number of beneficial bacteria and fungi in your soil. So why is this important? Well, if you think about it, microbes play a key role in breaking down fertilizer, which is how nutrients are made available to our grass. They also help to break down thatch and other dead plant material, which again helps improve the quality of our turf. Release Zero, Nutri-Kelp, and ByoSpxtrum create what I consider to be the ultimate liquid carbon package to help improve the quality of your lawn. Between all three products, you're putting down over 12% micronized carbon, 24% kelp, and several other nutrients to help improve the quality of your turf. Now let's get to the fun part, mixing and applying these products. To apply the carbon kit, you need a few things. Here I've got a 128-ounce measuring container, a 32-ounce measuring container, and then my backpack sprayer, which is the FlowZone Typhoon 2. I've also got a spatula, which will be used for mixing up the ByoSpxtrum. Now, one thing you'll notice, I'm wearing the proper PPE. I've got gloves on, a long sleeve shirt, and I'm wearing long pants. Now, none of the products in the carbon kit are particularly toxic, but it's always important to be safe whenever you're applying liquid products to your lawn. Whenever I start spraying, I've also got a set of safety glasses that I'll wear to keep any kind of splash out of my eyes. Now, as far as application rates, Release Zero and Nutri-Kelp both go down at 2 ounces per 1,000 square feet. For the ByoSpxtrum, we've included these capsules, each of which cover up to 5,000 square feet. We start by filling our backpack sprayer halfway full with water. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to be adding the products to the actual tank. Now remember, our application rates for Release Zero and Nutri-Kelp are each 2 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Our backpack sprayer holds 4 gallons of product mix, which means that it can cover up to 4,000 square feet if you're following my rule of applying 1 gallon of product mix per 1,000 square feet. What that means is our 2 ounces per 1,000, we're going to multiply by 4 and add a total of 8 ounces of Release Zero to the backpack sprayer and 8 ounces of Nutri-Kelp to the backpack sprayer. So let's do that now. All right, so to do that, we're going to use our smaller measuring container. Let's start with Release Zero. What we're going to do first, we're going to give it a good shake, make sure everything is well mixed, everything is suspended nicely, and then we're going to pour 8 ounces of Release Zero into our smaller measuring container. And this 8 ounces will cover up to 4,000 square feet. All right, we'll add this to the tank. Great. Now let's add the Nutri-Kelp. Same rule applies. We're going to give the Nutri-Kelp a good shake, make sure everything is mixed up, suspended nicely, and we're going to add 8 ounces of Nutri-Kelp to our 4-gallon backpack sprayer. All right, now let's mix and apply the ByoSpxtrum. Now for this part, you need to pay attention. The 5,000 square foot carbon kit contains enough capsules to do 3 applications of ByoSpxtrum. Now, each capsule covers up to 5,000 square feet. So here's where the problem comes in, right? Our backpack sprayer will cover up to 4,000 square feet, but this capsule will cover up to 5,000 square feet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 20 ounces of water to our larger container and then add the contents of the ByoSpxtrum And then once we do that, we're gonna get it suspended, and then we're gonna pour 4/5 of that volume, or 16 ounces, into our smaller container, and then add that to the product mix. Meaning that when we get the backpack sprayer fully and ready to go, we should have 4 ounces of ByoSpxtrum still left back in this larger container. So let's show you how to do that now. So because our larger container doesn't have markings for 20 fluid ounces, an easy way to do that is to first add 20 ounces to the smaller container and then pour it into here. So let's see if I can do that now. All right, very good. So now we're gonna take our 20 fluid ounces of water and pour that into the large container. Next, we're gonna take the contents of one capsule and empty it into that container. Again, we're not gonna throw the entire pill in, only the contents of this capsule are what's gonna go in there. So I'm gonna open this up and pour it in there like so, and set that aside, and then we're gonna get it nicely suspended. All right, so now we're gonna pour 16 fluid ounces out of our 20 into the smaller measuring container. Very good, and we'll add this to our backpack sprayer. Excellent. So now at this point, we've got our release 0, we've got our Nutri-Kelp, and we've got our ByoSpxtrum in the backpack sprayer. At this point, if you're gonna add PGR or any other liquid fertilizers, now would be the time to go ahead and add those. I'm not gonna do that now just to not complicate things, but now is the time when you'd wanna add anything else that you happen to be spraying on the lawn at the same time. So we're gonna put the cover on and then agitate this, give it a good mix before we finish filling the sprayer to get everything nicely put together. And now we'll finish filling the sprayer with water. One thing you'll notice with this is I'm not adding any marker dye because as dark as this mixture is, it should show up pretty easily on your grass as you're applying it. So I've never really seen the need to apply marker dye when I'm applying my carbon products. All right, let's put down the carbon kit. Kind of like anytime you're using a backpack sprayer, just nice smooth applications with very, very light overlap as possible. So we're just gonna go out here, make our pass, just like this. And again, because it's dark, you can see how the product is pretty easy to see on the lawn. I'm running my flow zone at the 115 PSI rate, so it takes a pretty brisk walk to complete this, to get the product down. And we'll just keep doing this over the rest of the lawn. And that's it, guys. Just rinse and repeat until the backpack sprayer is completely empty. At that point, you'll have covered 4,000 square feet of your lawn to take care of the last 1,000 square feet in the 5,000 square foot kit. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add 1 gallon of water to the tank. You're gonna add 2 ounces of release 0, 2 ounces of Nutri-Kelp, and then the remaining 4 ounces of our water ByoSpxtrum mix. The Golf Course Lawn Carbon Kit is available now and shipping at the Golf Course Lawn store. I'll have links in the description and on screen now where you guys can go pick that up. If you guys found this useful, please like, share, comment. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing the results you guys get with this program. I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing day.